Hi guys, I'm Chantel and welcome back to another TBR video. Today I'm going to be choosing my TBR for the month of September. Now, I mentioned in a video last week that the last few months I've been kind of picking books to push myself, which is a good thing. Like, part of the reason that I use my TBR cart is to push myself and read some books that I've bought that I might not pick up otherwise. That's good. But for the month of September, what I want to do is try to just create a TBR that I'm really excited about, where I genuinely want to read every single book on the TBR, and then next month I'll go and I'll challenge myself some more again. But that's kind of like my goal for this month, but we will see if the TBR prompts decide to work with me or not. Now, as far as the TBR prompts go for this month, I am doing something completely different. Well, not completely different. So last month I did Bookopoly, and that was fun. I just wanted to try that. I took that idea from Becca and the books. And so for this month, what I am doing is something I'm really excited about. So previously I had made myself like physical cards for my TBR, and they were just like old Care Bear playing cards where I had glued on a prompt from the other side, and I just picked a couple prompts out, and that was fun. I liked that. But then I was like, my husband is a web developer, and why don't I get him to create me a TBR site where I can go and randomly get my TBR prompts every month? So that is what he has done, and we have put it up online, so you can go ahead and use it too. I'm gonna kind of like explain all that shortly, but you can either go ahead and join my TBR for this month. So the prompts that I end up picking, you can join it and pick books that fall in those prompts, or you can totally go in and make your own TBR. You can automatically generate prompts, you can put your own prompts in, whatever. But first, I'm a little bit bare here this month. There's a few empty spaces on my cart. So I have a bunch of books. There's a few spaces on the back here. I'm worried I picked out a little too many books to try to add in, but we're gonna quickly do that first. I'll just quickly show you the books. So, A Cry from the Dust. This one is a Christian suspense book. Then I have My Name is Leon. I think this is kind of like a contemporary, I don't think it's middle grade, whatever. It's just, it's about a foster child, foster family, and that is what drew my eye there, plus the cover, totally the cover. And a number of these books are actually on my list of books that I want to read this fall. So I'm hoping to get a bunch of these in September. And also some of these books I haven't hauled yet. So there's also The Arithmetist. This is one I would really like to read. This one is, I think, technically middle grade, so I'll put it on my middle grade shelf, or right there. The Glasstown game. This is, I believe, middle grade. This is based off of the Brontes and the Glasstown game that they made. This is also technically middle grade, so I guess my middle grade shelf is a little bit full. Then I've got Stephen James. This one is a Christian suspense book as well, I believe. And this one I got from a little free library a while ago. Only the River Runs Free. So this is Christian, or it's historical fiction. I'm assuming it's Christian historical fiction based on the authors. Oh, we'll find a spot for that one yet. Then I have two books by Jamie Jo Wright. These are also Christian suspense. And yeah, you'll notice there's quite a few like Christian books on here. I am like determined to find some really good Christian authors, and hopefully this will help. I have two books here that were not supposed to be on this pile. Oh yeah, no, they are supposed to be on this pile. Okay, never mind. This one is Never Come Back. This one is just suspense of some sort. I found it really cheap and thought the synopsis sounded interesting. Spare and Found Parts. This one, I love the cover, and the synopsis sounded interesting. I can't remember the exact genre, but it's part of the HarperCollins children's book. So I thought when I read this, though, it wasn't really like middle grade. So I think it's maybe somewhere between middle grade and YA. And oh my goodness, we're gonna shove it in there. That book will just shove up there for now. Then I have The Assault. This is a Christian supernatural suspense book written by 4 different authors with 4 different stories that follow each one of the 4 different characters. I read the first collection a couple months ago, and this is the second part. Then Forever or a Long, Long Time. This is another middle grade book, which I'm realizing is not going to work out here. It's really not. Maybe I'll put some of these in the back. Middle grade, this is about adoption and foster care as well. And then If Only, this one is another one with adoption themes. I think we follow a child that's been adopted and their birth mom. So there's that. And then I'm going to add in The Oath. I don't know if I necessarily want to get to The Oath this month or next month. I kind of like maybe when it's a little bit cooler, but I want to read it in fall. So this is a Christian supernatural suspense, probably. There's like a huge suspense theme going on here because I realized that's the genre that I really like the most. So I thought I would try to add more of that in. Okay, let's see if we can do this. Nope. Hardcovers have a hard time on this bookshelf. Okay, so I might have packed a few too many books on here, but I got them to like mostly fit. Okay, there we go. So before I go in and use this new site, the first thing I need to do is I need to see which book my newsletter list picked for me to read this month. So every month, this is only the second month I've been doing this now, I send out an email to my newsletter subscribers, and the link for that is always included down below. And I give them 4 options of books that I would like to read this month, and they pick which one they want me to read, and that's the one that goes on my TBR. So I'm going to quickly take a look at that poll. Actually, first of all, I should show you which ones were the options here. I think it was these 4. So I think I did An Unkindness of Magicians, Home If You Don't Know the Words, Incarceron, and A Curse So Dark and Lonely. I believe it was those 4. All 4 of which I have been like wanting to read for a long time. This has been on my TBR cards since the beginning, and I think this one too. This one's relatively new, and this one's been there for a long time as well. So let's see who the winner is here. Oh, okay. There we go. A Curse So Dark and Lonely won by, this one had 52% of the votes. So, I mean, people are really wanting me to read this one. Amazingly, Incarceron got like, I can't even see how few votes. 4% of the votes. So yeah, this one won by a landslide. Home If You Don't Know the Words was second, and then third was An Unkindness of Magicians. So this is a Beauty and the Beast retelling where I believe Beauty has what's the word I'm looking for? Like a chronic illness, and that's all I know going into this. That's really all I want to know. And I really like retellings when done well, and I have heard such good things about this one. So this is a really good start to my reading month. I'm excited about this. Okay, so now I'm gonna go to Hey Reader, which is the site that my husband created. First, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start recording my screen so that you can see which prompts are being picked here. So here's the site. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and I'm going to create a new TBR. And I'm going to call it Chantel's September TBR. And then it's going to run from the beginning of September to the end of September. And if you want to join in, you can join in, and your books just have to be added in. Like if you finished reading them, they have to be added in by October 3rd. That gives you a few extra days to join in if you would like to, you know, like document what you actually read. Okay, now I'm gonna go in and add a random prompt. So I got Jared to create it like a hand of cards, and we've got a couple different options here, and it's totally random. So it doesn't really matter which one I pick because whatever, but let's try this one here. Okay, a single perspective book. So I guess one of the things I should mention is I added, I think I counted 53 different prompts in here. And I'm like totally taking suggestions if you have more prompts to add in. I'm not sure if there's some that like would get monotonous if you like got them every few months or not. But a single perspective book. So this is one that like just follows one main character. This one is actually kind of hard to figure out. I didn't really think about that without like having to look through the book too much, but I will. Let's see, what's a book that I really want to read? I really want to read this one. Actually, there's so many. This is a really hard prompt for the beginning. I really want to read a Stephen James book. So let's see here. Oh yeah, this one follows an AI. Let's see, is this single perspective? Judging from the back, I think it is. I actually think that's kind of a terrible, prompt. But I'm going to leave it there for now. And we'll give this one a try. I would love to hear your suggestion on that. I have single perspective and then I have like multiple perspective. So do you normally know when you're going into a book if it's going to follow one character or multiple characters? Maybe that was not a smart prompt. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on get another prompt, and then afterwards I'm going to go in and fill in the books that I am going to be reading for each prompt. Oh, there's my kitty. There we go. This is a true cat lady. Also, my cat doesn't really like people, so she doesn't want to be here. Okay, get another prompt. No, I could like totally pick that same area again. That wouldn't really matter, but I'm going to pick this one. Has a movie or TV adaptation. This is not, I put this one in there kind of hoping it wouldn't come up for me because I know lots of people like watching movies and TV and reading the books, but I like reading the books, but I don't necessarily watch the adaptation. So I'll just pick one that I know has an adaptation and maybe I've watched it, but maybe I don't care to. I know this one was part of like the Reading Rush challenge and people said, oh, you should have chosen this book, and I totally forget which book it was that they were recommending that I choose. What has... I'm just gonna stick this in here before it falls on me. I don't think any of these top ones have one. To my knowledge, none of these do. I'm unaware of any of these, so... Oh, I know there are some people that would really like it if I chose Life of Pi. I think I'm gonna do it. So I'm gonna go with Life of Pi. I don't really know anything about this. A cargo ship sinks and there is I think a kid, right? 16-year-old stuck on a raft with a tiger. This one was written, I think the author is born in Spain. I thought he was from Saskatchewan. He lives in Montreal now, but I thought he was like from where I live. But yeah, I don't really know anything about this. I have really low expectations. I did start watching this movie once on an airplane and it was just like, I'm so bored. I stopped it. So yeah, I'm gonna start this, try this. apparently whoever, like I bought this from the thrift store, the person that read it before me only got to page 18, so yeah, we'll go with that. So far, we'll see how that goes. Get another prompt. Let's try this one. A one-word title. Okay, I'm gonna go back to the ones like I'm actually really excited about. Okay. This is good. So, I could do Incarceron. I know so many people want me to read Illuminate. Like, that one literally fell on me, like, in May or something, a long time ago. I could do Illuminate. I could do Eldest. Incarceron, Eldest, or Illuminate. I think we'll do this one. So, a long time ago, I read the first, like, 20-ish pages of this book, and it sounded interesting, so I bought it, because I read it from the library. But now, I kind of, like, know a bit about the series, and I'm kind of not excited. So it's, like, science fiction, YA science fiction, and it's all written in, like, mixed media. There's different interviews and emails and all sorts of different mixed media things, which is really cool. Yeah, but we'll see what I actually think about it. And this one is over 500 pages. Once every month I'm trying to read one book that's over 500 pages, and that helps me with that. Actually, A Curse So Dark and Lonely might be really close too. Oh, just under. So, there we go. So that is 3 books picked this way. I'm going to pick 7 books this way, I think. Normally I said 6, but you know, let's just push myself. So 3, so I gotta do 4 more. Get another, which one should we pick? Middle, let's go for the middle. A random letter. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I am going to use a random letter generator, and whatever letter it lands on, that is the first letter of the author's last name. So, random letter generator. Just do capital. Oh, it's the same thing. Whatever. L. So, what author has a last name that starts with an L? H, M, F, P, S, R, S, C, oh, possibly this one, Tosca Lee. She's one of the authors. This is apparently not a very common last name letter. Okay, I can only find the one. I mean, I didn't look at every single book, but all of the names that I know and can see are not L. So we will go with this one, Forbidden. This is by Ted Dekker and Tosca Lee. So I'm assuming it's some kind of Christian something. I bought it a long time ago because it was Ted Dekker and I used to read his stuff. So it says, many years have passed since civilization's brush with apocalypse. The world's greatest threats have all been silenced. There's no anger, no hatred, no war. There's only perfect peace and fear. But a terrible secret has been closely guarded for centuries. Every single soul walking the earth, though in appearance totally normal, is actually dead, long ago genetically stripped of true humanity. Okay, that sounds like kind of dystopian. Reminds me a little bit about Scythe. Yeah, so we will go with this one, I guess. And then I need, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Number 5, let's get another prompt. Let's go for this one. Most recent purchase. Okay, I had a book order come in, and most recent one from there I believe is this one. Did this one come in there? Arithmetist. I think it did too. Oof. So I've got these two were in my last order. The Arithmetist by Sanderson or Glasstown Game. So this one looks really thick, but it's kind of written a little bit more middle grade. The words are bigger, but Sanderson is pretty awesome. And I'm currently not reading any Sanderson books this month. I want to read his Stormlight Archive this winter. So maybe I will go with this one. So I don't know anything about it. It says, more than anything, Joel wants to be a arithmetist. Arithmetists have the power to infuse life in two-dimensional figures known as chalklings. They are humanity's only defense against the wild chalklings, merciless creatures that leave mangled corpses in their wake. It kind of looks like steampunky from the cover. Yeah, so we will go with some Sanderson. So I'm gonna do two more this way, and then I need to double check. I'm also doing a challenge, a reading challenge this year, where I have different prompts for every month of the year, and I don't remember what September's is. Maybe I should check that out right now, because maybe that will change how I pick my last two books. So September, we are reading a book written before 1900. Yeah, I don't have that yet. Okay, so maybe that will change some things here yet. So two more. An author you've never read. Oh, there's like lots of these. Oh, maybe I will go with a Jamie Jo Wright book. I'm really curious about these. I've heard really good things. I don't know which. Maybe I'll just like pick whichever one of hers was written first. 2018 and 2019. So maybe I'll go with this one. I mean, like, there's so many. There's so many. And some of these have been on there so long. Home if you don't know the words. Like, I'm really... But I want to make this like a month that I really like. And I really would just like to do a like suspense book here. So we'll try this one. It says, for over a century, the town of Gossamer Grove has thrived on its charm and Midwestern values, but Annalise Forsyth knows painful secrets, including her own, hover just beyond the pleasant facade. Yet her strange and sudden inheritance of a run-down trailer home, full of pictures, vintage obituaries, and old revival posters, leaves her wholly unprepared for how truly dark and deadly those secrets may be. Okay, we'll try this one. I'm really curious to try her as an author, so I think that's a good one to try for an author I have not read. So one more, and then possibly yet another one if I can't find a book before 1900 to fit this next prompt. Let's go with this one. Oh, a significant other pick. So I need to grab my husband and get him to pick a book. Last time he did this, I predicted which book he would choose. And now I have no idea which one he would choose. So maybe this one, because he's read it. Yeah. We'll see what he goes with. I will go grab him. Okay. So, I don't know, you gotta pick any book. You can check either side.
I don't know any of these books this time, so it's more difficult.
We read one over here.
Oh, I've read one on this side. Which one have I read on this
You've
side?
read that one.
Oh, yeah.
And you've read the...
Read the Wee Wee one.
Yeah. Oh, there's a Brent Weeks on here.
That's kind of thick.
Good luck getting that back in there.
Sure, you can read this one and tell me if it's any good, so I can read it if it's good.
I thought it was kind of thick.
No.
It's only... It has a glossary at the back. It's only 600 and some pages.
It's not as bad as the Sanderson book, so it's fine.
Okay, cool, thank you. Okay, so he picked book 1 in, what's the series called? The Lightbringer series. I know Reagan from the Peruse Project has raved about this book series for a long time, and I found book 1 and 2 at a thrift store a long time ago, and I mean, it looks a lot thicker than, like 600 and some pages isn't that bad, but it looks really thick. I guess I got a few thick ones this month. I don't know anything about this other than I think like they can control different colors, and it's some kind of fantasy. So I don't know. I don't know if I want to go know more than that going into it. Yeah, so I'll give that one a try. And then I still need a book that was from before 1900. So that means I have to go up here because this is my classic section. Last time I needed to choose a classic, it was like 800 pages long. So now I kind of feel like I can do anything as far as classics go, but I also don't feel like I need to push myself and pick a super long one. So I want to try going shorter this time. Oh, when was this one written? This would have been before 1900, right? First published in 1912. Oh, shoot. Not that one. This is a Louisa May Alcott book. When was this one written? This would be before 1900, right? I have no idea when she was. It looks like 1878. So this is called Under the Lilacs by Louisa May Alcott. I don't know anything about it other than like her as an author. There's a illustration. So, well, there's illustrations throughout. I guess we'll go for this. I enjoyed Little Women, and I'm just going based off of that. So, that rounds out my stack. Once again, there are a lot of books. Let's see here. There we go. And that is my reading stack for September. If you have any favorites here, let me know, and maybe I'll start with those. And if you think Life of Pi is good, let me know in the comments so that I don't dread that one all month and put it off. So if you guys want to join me, you can head over to heyreader.me and you can join my TBR and pick your own books in those prompts. And then also if you just want to use the site and, you know, make your own TBR for the month, you can totally do it that way too. I hope you guys have a lot of fun with that and have a really good September reading month. Thanks for watching, guys.